Hi, thank you for joining me today. I have some poems to read to you, and I'll just get straight to it. If you ever wanted a Dr. Seuss The Night Before Christmas COVID-based poem, then buckle up. This is called Oh, the Places You Won't Go. 'Twas a night during lockdown and all of Whoville lay sleeping, except for the Grinch, for he was out creeping. His heart, while 3 sizes bigger than times past, breaks. No longer in his hall or town square with all of who kind can he feast, yet parcels of food on doorsteps he leaves. Not sliding down chimneys with red suit adorned, he drops off the food, climbs into his sleigh, and lightly sounds out his horn. The Whos then come out, waving, and collect all their treats. They then head back inside as they can't be on streets. It is a time of challenge and routine upended, but he can still love those he has befriended. His smile hides under mask and disguise, yet it shines and glitters out through his eyes. Though 6 feet away from his loves he must stay, he holds all of Whodom in his heart every day. His puppy beside him does not know why, but is happy the Grinch can stay by his side. Beetles are no longer allowed to battle beetles in bottles in puddles. The cat in the hat must wear a mask as well. Thing 1 and Thing 2 are at home with door shut tight, still wearing feety pyjamas all day and all night. Horton doesn't want to hear your excuses. The Lorax speaks for the forest and trees. The planes are not flying, nor are cars on the road, and buildings are building less buildings. Sadly, still, the forest and trees have continued receding. The warmth, it is global. The blame in the past has been on the fair folk of Whoville. Shower for shorter and turn off your lights. But really the factories pumping out waste. They are the ones to blame. While some do complain at the mask they must wear, it is better than hospitalized, gasping for air. Some, foolish they are, do not heed these warnings, for when disease comes a-calling on faces so uncovered, on mouths it will rest, and in lungs it will burrow. So cover your face and your hands you must wash. Do not go out gathering or playing in streets. Stay home and so Zooming, pantsless meetings attend. But don't leave your house until this pandemic does end. Thank you. This next one is not one of mine, but I fell in love with it when I heard it earlier this year. It's a poem called Last Orders by Johnny Vegas, and it is of both a better and worse time. Us not for whom that bell doth toll, as wordy barmaids' eyes do roll. A landlord with an earnest shout calls time on drinks and ushers out. The dutiful sip up and leave, but he's a last card up his sleeve. With feet like landlocked deep-sea diver, he shuffles barwards with a fiver. He begs at last for just one more, and one yourself, just make it right. He promises to drink it quick, yet deep down knows he's feeling sick. Not from stout or bags of scratchings, more from questions booze keeps asking. What happened to the happy me? I think, no, hang on, need to pee. In the bog the poet sways, poised to ponder fonder days, before the time of cheap warm cider, eyes of wonder opening wider. Now they narrow, tired of fun, as fart turns wet and burns the bum. Yet rarest smile pops in his head, till urine runs down inside leg. And thus the landlord shows him out. The child inside is crying out, I was not meant for such sweet sorrow, but opts instead for see you tomorrow. Thou stout-soaked, sig-stained, feckless soul is what for, not who, that bell did toll. I wrote this next one for a dear little human in my world who I don't get to hug nearly enough these days. It's called For Hunter. I hear your cries, you sweet little one. I wish I could ease the pain you are in. You fight so hard in the darkest of nights. The imps do torment you, your torture their delight. Your lungs, they are mighty, your anguish supreme. Your cute little face, tear-streaked and unclean. I hold you firmly in my arms and whisper words of power to you. Ancient arts and magic charms, lifeblood reinforcing bone and sinew. My back to protect you, my arms locked tight, my feet firmly planted. We shall make it through this night. I will hug you and soothe you and ride out your cries. For when the sun rises and shines in your eyes, you will smile and calm and be peaceful all day. It is only at night, when the demons come to play, that you wail in fear at what the shadows do bring. And in that bleak darkness, together, our songs we shall sing. So I haven't written a lot during lockdown, but the next two, and then I'll finish up, are ones I have created in the last month or two. My life is in a holding pattern. Since this COVID thing, a threat to all, I've been locked down in my room, laying in bed, day after day. No set routine, yet every day seems the same. Beige, drab, and lacking laughter. I could brave the world for sunshine or breeze, or to be near yet far from friends, but I don't. I fear so much. I have both a housemate and a partner with immune systems compromised. I fear a disease that we haven't yet seen the back of, and who knows the extent of the damage it'll leave in its wake. I fear that nothing will change. The status quo will be restored, people working 50-hour weeks just to get a bit of an escape on a Saturday night and then do it all again. I fear that all those with chronic illness and injury who for so long have been told you can't work from home and we can't accommodate you will be forgotten. I fear that we will continue to judge the homeless, our poor and mentally ill, because we think it is a failing on their part, rather than an indicator that the system is broken. I fear that we will go back to starving and torturing our most vulnerable. Hell, we haven't stopped. I fear that nothing will ever change. One last one. At the end of my bathtub, there is a man. And while I try to love him these past few months, well, there are many times when I haven't. All of them, in fact. My love for him is gone. The honeymoon period is well and truly over. The spark of joy I got when I looked into his eyes has faded away. His body no longer brings me joy. He stands there, awkwardly, self-consciously, a deep sadness rolling down his cheek. He cannot meet my gaze. So he removes the light bulbs from the ceiling and pushes the door closed so that only the barest hint of light enters the room. Turns on the shower and strips off his clothes. And in that darkness, avoiding his gaze, with tears being washed away as they form, I stand, alone in the darkness, with the man in the mirror at the end of my bathtub. Thank you.